What's up, everybody? Victor Pena here with OmniPrint International. Today I'm super excited for another session of Creators One-on-One where I have Bryan and Jen from Cape Hook Designs. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship, when you leave your job, and we're also going to talk about some of the challenges and how to overcome them in your business. We're also going to talk about how to price your work. Super important. Stay tuned for that one. And we're also going to talk about a lot of things about your workflow management that's going to help you make more money. So this episode is on fire. And remember, subscribe, like, even if you hate the stuff, make sure you like it and comment it and say, I hate you. Also, if you love it, make sure you subscribe and follow Bryan and Jen, and we'll link all the descriptions down below. We're going into it right now. First off, I kind of want to start, always with maybe introduce yourself, introduce your business, and then just tell us a little bit about yourselves.
My name is Bryan. This is Jen, my wife. We started Cape Hook Designs. It's evolved into Cape Hook Designs around 2018. I've been in the garment decorating industry since 2002. Working for other screen printing companies and embroidery companies in my area, which is Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
That's awesome. And you guys do primarily direct to garment right now, or any other services that you guys provide, design?
Well, I'm a graphic artist. That's what I've been doing for the past 20 years now. So we do design services. We just bought an embroidery machine. We do a lot of DTF as well. Try to keep it well-rounded and offer as much as we can.
That's awesome. So you got embroidery, DTG, DTF.
Well, when we started, I was trying to do my own line. So it started out as me coming up with designs like the fish that I'm wearing.
Oh, nice.
And we went to local fairs and festivals and tried to sell stuff. But it's now evolved into us printing some stuff for other people. And I think that's where it's headed. We're starting to get big into the local sports, high school and youth sports, being able to customize, put names and numbers on shirts and stuff like that. So
you already had a job and you're like, okay, well, I want to do my designs. And then would you say that was super valuable for you?
Yeah, I think having my background, I didn't want to I couldn't take the leap because I have my family, but
just jump into
it,
owning a business, or having a storefront or whatnot. So we just hustled on the weekends and at night and saved the money, and instead of paying ourselves for a couple of years, we put it into now purchasing the machine, the printer, a 12 head embroidery machine. So we've been putting all them, or 12 head
12
needle.
Yes.
So we've been putting it all back into the business, and I think that has helped just kind of build it up. And people knew our name and our product from our designs, and they trust us. So now they're asking us to design for their companies and their kids' sports teams and stuff like that. So just getting your name out there, and just whether it's giving people some deals in the beginning, but just having good contacts and knowing that we're sincere. That helps.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's super powerful, guys. So you guys that are watching, make sure you're following Jen and Bryan, and make sure that you think about what can you do to make sure that you're able to not only produce, maybe some of you guys haven't sold anything yet, right? But you're trying to get into business. You have to be able to kind of do some transactions, small. Hey, what am I good at? Do I like talking to customers? Do I like selling? Do I know how much my work is valued? Like, there's a couple of things. We're into education, but a lot of times when somebody calls brand new and they're like, hey, I haven't done anything. Can I buy a machine? And we're like, we're mostly like, you might want to contact Bryan or some of our customers out there first, start selling some of your merch, and then get into it when you have a little bit of money, right? Credit and that kind of stuff. So I think that I wanted to unpack that because I feel that you guys did it right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you don't want people to, obviously regret anything. You want to put it out there, you want to make mistakes, you want to learn from them, but you don't want to lose the shirt off your back as well. So,
And what are you guys, like how many shirts are you guys doing per month, roughly, or per week or whatever?
per month with all the sports teams, yeah, I mean, it definitely depends on the sports season. And, when the teams are just starting for like football, for instance, it's big down here. And we were doing
100 a night.
Sometimes 100 a
Oh.
night of, sweatshirt or a t-shirt. We have a company, like a real estate company will do the totes and they'll order 500 of those. So it just depends on, summertime's coming, so we'll be doing all of the landscapers t-shirts and stuff like that. So it just all kind of depends on what's going on at that moment. So
Yeah, that's awesome. And where would you guys like to take it? Like, where would you like to take your orders per day, orders per month? Like, what do you guys kind of have as a vision?
I figured out the numbers at one point and they're escaping me a little bit, but I think we need to get to be maybe around 300 to 400 a day for me to be able to move on and do this full time. And we're getting there. It bumps up. The more people see us, the more word gets out. We're getting there.
yeah, we really haven't advertised, so it's all just word of mouth right now. The
That's
word gets out
awesome.
there, whether it's good or whether it's bad, people talk. So
Yep.
yeah, especially on Cape, it's very small, and we keep going because we haven't advertised because we don't really have the time right now with us both working, but we want to start advertising pretty soon, and that hopefully will just take us to the next level.
Goal setting super important. A lot of people don't take it serious, but if you don't think about it like your navigation, right? If you don't put the destination address, there's no way in hell you're gonna get there, right? So
Right. So veer off, you won't get to the point where you want to get to. We have to pay our mortgage. So we can't just be like, all right, we're going to wing it. We're just going to figure it out. No, you need to know exactly how much you're making per shirt, how many shirts you need to be able to bring in the paycheck that you have right now. So that's you have to have your goals, set your goals, and just stick to them.
talk to me a little bit about, like, your stuff is word of mouth, so you're selling word of mouth. And you pretty much your reputation and your quality, you're printing out great stuff, and it's bringing in those customers back. And that's your only way of selling right now?
Right now, that's what we're doing. We don't want to advertise and overwhelm ourselves, and not be able to deliver a good product in the end. We both, especially with the way the world is right now, we both believe you don't have to charge an arm and a leg for your product. We have to make our money, but I don't need to make $50 on a $10 sweatshirt. We can do it for 35 or 40, depending what's on it. And that's where I think word of mouth has helped us, because people say, look, we're getting a good product from these people and they're not killing us on the prices.
Especially if it's the high schools, the sports teams, we'll give them back a percentage of, what we bring in to put back into the sports teams. And what that does is they turn around, they'll take that percentage and they'll just ask us to put it on their next bill. And they just now we've got the football team, the basketball team, the baseball team, and they just keep rolling it over, and it works out great. So, and we have a website. On our website are small stores, and those sports teams, the parents can then purchase sweatshirts for their kids or for themselves. And people love if you can put their last name on a shirt. They love it. They want that to be all about their kid. So that's helped us a lot.
Yeah,
for sure.
And that's the direction we've gone back and forth on things, but that's the main direction that we're going. And then another thing that we do is we'll ask the coach what kids can't afford a shirt, and we'll donate a couple shirts to those kids.
That's great.
Because then they don't get left out. We want everyone on the team to have a sweatshirt or a t-shirt. So it's just helping out the community, any way you can. So
Yeah, I love that. It's actually, you guys are saying you're not doing marketing, but it is a great grassroots marketing efforts that you guys are doing. And I want to make sure like we unpack that a little bit so people can pay attention to it. And first of all, make sure we're gonna link your guys' site on the description at capehookdesigns.com. All right, so you guys can check out. I personally really like the site. But the reality, guys, is there's a foundation of marketing, right? For example, your guys' value proposition is you're gonna create great quality, and then you're also gonna have a great price, and you have a social component of giving back to your community, right? Because a lot of people focus on, hey, can I do a Facebook and Google ad or Instagram ad so I can drum up business? But they forget what's the foundational voice of your brand, of your company. And then I think you guys have a pretty solid one when it comes to like a great price, great designs and giving back to your community. So don't for you guys out there in the community, don't forget to have a good foundational marketing strategy. Jen knows business, and Bryan knows printing, so it's a good partnership to create something. Like, why is a school gonna buy from me, or a customer gonna buy from me? Let's figure that out, and then we go hard after them.
Right. Know what your customer wants. You might have one vision, but if you're really going to sell something else, or at least for now, to try to bring in that money, know your customers, know what they want,
and adapt to the times, to the changing of what people want.
Yeah, there's no better example of that word than what we've gone through in the last few years, right? Keep adapting. The creators out there, especially like in our community ecosystem, we hustle. We hustle and keep adapting, and you guys are a great example of that. Tell me about social media. What are you guys doing on social media? And has that helped you guys' business?
We do a little bit. Honestly, with our schedules, it's hard to dedicate that time. And I think we both can admit we should do it a little bit more than we do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a whole lot. Instagram helps, I think, the most. But we'll post like our shirts, and we'll get some feedback and some orders here and there. But we haven't done it in quite some time. So that's why I can say it's pretty much word of mouth at this point. Just people reaching out. Hey, I'm friends with this person, and now I like to get some sweatshirts for my company, and we just haven't had the time to be like, all right, let's put in some, ads on Facebook or Instagram. It's really been word of mouth at this point.
Think about it like this. Social media is a window to your business. So the more you can lean into it and start doing more, a post a day, a story a day, whatever you can do, because remember, those eyeballs, they aggregate, they compound because it lives there. But then people are saying, hey, you know what? This stuff looks really good. Maybe I don't need it right now, but I will need it next month. And then stuff starts showing up, right? So as you scale, you're going to need a few more ways to get orders, especially when you do leave the job. You want to have more flow, right? The website, the social media, word of mouth, right? So you want to have some pillars of flow of orders so that if one of them is low that month, the other one's bringing in orders still, right? So keep that in mind. And even if you have to just bust out the phone for 10 seconds and just record you doing some stuff, putting it up there, it doesn't have to be so produced, and then you still get the benefit.
And you think one a day is okay? I'm always afraid of overkill, or somebody's gonna get sick of seeing us. But like one a day you think it's good?
I can't tell you. The sweet spot's 8 to 10 stories, one, 2, 3 posts, right? Like we do a lot, and we want to do 10 times as much. All right, so I don't think you could overdo it. Why? Because different people don't see it. They didn't see yesterday's stuff. Like a lot of times, and this happened to me, right? Because I had 0 followers. My mom and my wife, they're pretty much 2, and I was like, oh, I don't want to post too much. I don't know. But the reality is, I used to assume that people watched my stuff from yesterday. The reality is we should assume no one saw it.
Right.
And you could post the same stuff, and you know most of the people didn't see yesterday's stuff, right? So sometimes we worry about it, and we're like, I don't want to be too noisy out there and all that. But hey, business has to be noisy, because if you're providing value to your community like you are, then guess what? You have to have the order flow coming in. So that's the way I look at it. To me, more on social media is always better.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think of like the design studios? You know, is that something that we should add to our website, where you can have somebody can go and design their own shirt and then you print it and send it off, kind of like a custom ink type of thing, you know?
Think about it this way. You have to have a easy and repeatable way for somebody to come to your site, order from you, pay you, schedule it, right? And then it shows up for you to print, right? If you're gonna do more fulfillment and print for others, especially if you're dealing with people's artwork and all that stuff, you have to do something. For you guys should check out Work, because not only, I think you guys have a what do you call it, a bonus plan. So and then a free trial of the basic that'll help you do that. So you should, my main question is yes, and it doesn't matter if you use ours or not. It just happens to be the best. But it comes with your stuff. But the reality is, I want you to start counting, and Jen probably already knows. You got time that you're messaging with the customer. You got, you're emailing back and forth. Oh, hey, can you resize the image? Oh, maybe it looks too big, it looks too small. And here you are doing it. Like, that's time that you should be billing. But sometimes it's hard to bill it because you want to do that service to the customer, right? The best thing you can do is automate it, because then it's self-serve. The system it shows them the layout of their shirt. They can select the size of what looks good. If the image is kind of crappy, the system tells them, and you could say, hey, you know what? We could print it like this, or let me design something for you. My art design service is X. Right. And you start developing kind of a process where you're having, you make sure that people know the value of your time. How many calls or text messages, hey, is the order ready? And all that. Oh, can I pay you later? It's like, oh, and by the way, it's rush. Can I have it, like, it's 7 p.m. and can I have it tomorrow morning,
We have one customer that always waits until the last second.
Yep. But what you just said is like, we know all that, but you saying it to us, it makes us realize, okay, we that system might really work out well, because then if they want us to do the artwork, they're looking, okay, I will pay that fee, versus us saying, all right, well, here's our fee. And we, don't necessarily want to tell them that.
Right.
But them clicking it, they're willing to do it. They're willing to pay that money, or they wouldn't click that. So
exactly. So think about how we shop, right? Even in like an Amazon, right? You see the thing and then you're like, it arrives this day for free. You want it sooner, pay an arm and a leg. And then you're like, nah, yeah, I'll wait. It's not that urgent, right? But when you're like, dealing with somebody, all of a sudden everything's urgent, because they didn't charge you last time, and they didn't charge you the time before that, and they're trying to help you out, right? But it doesn't help grow your business, because it's still your guys' time managing all that stuff, right?
If you were to be going out on your own, like we're trying to do, like, when do you know you're ready for that? Is it like we were talking about earlier, the number of shirts, or like, I just want to make sure we're doing it in the right manner.
Yeah.
Or even, taking out a loan, or like, is that not the smartest thing, because you don't want to then be in debt to go out on your own? It's like, we're trying to build our business and save our money on our own so we don't have to. Is that the smarter way?
It's a difficult question, guys. And it's a powerful one, because the different times and different situations, you guys got to weigh it out, right? Because there's people that don't do all the weighing out and they just jump into it, right? That's one way. And it's not right and it's not wrong, right? A lot of people do it. They're like, you know what? This phase of my life is over. I have a couple months worth of rent money, and then I'm gonna jump in, right? And some people are successful doing it that way. You guys have been methodical, and it's your style, right? So based on your guys' style, I think that you have to set up what those budgets are, and then do a gradual transition, because my gut feeling says it'll make you guys feel more comfortable. And because as you're growing, what you don't want is, you don't want stress in the business, and you don't want stress with you two, because you guys are a business partner, right? So, and what stresses people out? When bills show up and there's no money for them.
Exactly.
100%.
And that's why I think that's why we're so careful in what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm used to the
So-
paycheck being there. Whatever it is, that paycheck is there. So
Exactly, right? Any other questions that you have?
the only other one I can really think of is, how do you structure your pricing? Because I understand it from a screen printing aspect, because that's what I've done for so long. And I've not always done sales, but I understand from listening to sales how it's priced, and but each screen is $30 and each color,
Yeah, yep.
PPG, you don't necessarily need that background noise, but I don't know necessarily if I'm charging too much, if I'm not charging enough.
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's a challenge that a lot of people have. And I go through a lot of principles with this, right? So number one, price is only an issue in the absence of value. Okay. So what does that mean? It means that if you're providing value, then you're making up that price on what that value is. That value exchange is important, because a lot of us, we set up pricing based on what stuff costs us, and that's so wrong, right? So for example, you say, hey, you know what? My shirt's $3, my ink's $1. We forget to add the labor. We forget to add this stuff. I think I could get away if I charge 10,
Right.
But the value of that might be 20, 25, 30, based on the time it took you, the artwork quality, the print quality, maybe a great weight on a quality blank. So establish the value first, and price it on that. So I would look at, always have your raw cost of goods, right? I'm sure Jen has it on lock. Hey, how long is it taking to print? How much ink are we using? Pre-treatment, all that stuff. You have how much is the blank, shipping, whatever. Have that obviously in mind. Always try to have some gross margin. I like over 70%. As a gross margin. Why? Because then you have power, you have staff, you have your future developments, maintenance, all this stuff, right? And then you want to have a good return on your business. So you wanna look at that technically, but you also want to look at, hey, you know what? Why can somebody charge $300 for a hoodie, and then we all go to the store and feel it, and it's like, damn, this is some crappy printing, and then we're all judgy at the store, right? And then you see the price, and it's like, oh man, how do they do it? They're establishing that value. So I would implore you guys to start thinking about that. I think your value proposition is great, and it should relate to the price, especially if you're doing the donating back and all that. I wanna make sure I have enough margin in the business to donate back, right? I wanna make sure I have enough margin in the business now to pay the salary of whoever's gonna be running the equipment, and then start focusing on that, right? Because you might be undercharging. A lot of people do that. And then when it's time to scale, it's hard to scale that. All right, guys, there you have it. Make sure that you're following Bryan and Jen. All right, hit up their website. The description is down below, capehookdesigns.com. Remember, Creators One-on-One is a show where we have people that are winning and growing come and share. And then I also ask the questions so that I could help them grow and empower their businesses to grow. Stay tuned to the next Creators One-on-One. See you guys next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.